My special guest this morning. This is behind the scenes of Today with Pastor Jay with Kiyan. Is that correct?
That is
I can't
correct.
believe it. I got it right. I got it right. Kiyan Michael, no S, right?
No S.
Oh, uh, Florida State House. What district?
Well, it is 12 now, but
Uh-huh.
it's changing
It's
because of the
changing.
maps. We're
Oh,
not
okay.
sure
Okay.
exactly.
So we'll just know Jacksonville area, something like that. Okay, that'll be good. All right. So thank you guys for watching my behind the scenes. We're going to begin in just a moment. I gotta look up. Uh, uh, okay. Um, you know what I'm looking for, Mark? Hold on a second. I knew there was something else I'm looking for. Weren't they? Let me look right here, real quick. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna have a good time today. I know we are. And I just decided to look up something else. Oh goodness, is that my phone? That's why this is called the behind the scenes. You get to see me like do stuff and then go, oh, wow, I was supposed to do something else. So this will be great on that part. But there was an article that I wanted to look up real quick and my phone just doesn't want to cooperate with me. So let me try this one. This is going to be good. You've got my song, Mark? Oh, you haven't heard my song, have you?
No.
Oh, this is my song because it's Black History Month.
Woo!
And this is going to be great. Uh-huh. So we're going to look at it and see where we are. You ready? Welcome to Today with Pastor Jay, and I am still celebrating Black History Month because I am proud to be black. In fact, this month I'm blackety black, black, black. I'm extra black. And that wonderful giggle you hear is from my black guest, Kiyan Michael. She's candidate for Florida State House of Representatives. And you've actually been on the show. So you're a friend of Today with Pastor Jay.
Oh, yes. Great place to be back. And thank you for having me again, Pastor Jay.
Always, always. So when you were on the show last, you and your husband both were on the show.
Yes.
And you were talking about that the two of you were angel parents. Let's talk about that real quick and let everybody know what an angel parent is.
Well, sure. Hello, everyone. I am Kiyan Michael. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, born and raised, actually a native. And my husband is retired Navy. He has we moved all around the country for 20 years to come
Wow.
back to Jacksonville and retire because there's no place like home. And about 12 years ago, our middle son, Brandon Randolph Michael, was hit and killed. He was on his lunch break going to cash his paycheck.
Mm.
And he was hit and killed by a twice deported illegal alien that came through the southern border, that the same one that's being overrun right now. Um, and he was hit so hard it caused our son's car to flip, and he was killed. And the illegal that hit him got out of the car, denied he was driving. There was nobody else in the car, and it forced us to have to go through a lengthy trial because the state had to prove that he was behind the wheel. It was never a matter of who was at fault. It was so the imaginable happens as parents, and now it's even worse because now we have to go and look at the person that took his life, and now we have to endure a trial.
Mm.
And I could tell you the trying of our times, as the word says, is it really does build endurance, and it builds a lot in us because it's things you don't think that you'd ever make it through. And that's one of the things that no parent should have to endure that. And Now we fast forward from probably right after the trial. My husband and I have been working, pounding the pavement, knocking on doors, flying to DC, trying to get attention to what was going on and what
Mm-hmm.
happened to our child so that no one else would have to go through that because they're 100% preventable. These border deaths are 100% preventable because they had no business being here in our country to begin with. And we are a country of law and order. We are a country of borders. And without borders, you are not a nation, plain and simple. And it wasn't until President Trump actually came on board that it brought attention to our plight. And he actually was the one that coined the phrase angel parents, angel moms, angel dads. Until then, we had no one to really embrace us. I had written previously to Obama,
Mm-hmm.
the president with the same color skin as me, who
I
did
know, right?
absolutely nothing.
Oh, wow.
Never heard from him, no response. Um, but here's President Trump, who looks nothing like me, but he's a man, he's a father, he has children that I'm sure he deeply loves and cherishes, and he took us on and he embraced us and gave us a name, gave us parents who's endured the same thing, an actual identity that and then we found out we belong to a much larger club, unfortunately, that no one wants to ever be a
Talk
member
about.
of.
I would never would think that that's like a club, like where a bunch of people are involved. You
Oh
think
yeah.
that's just an isolated incident.
Oh
Did
no,
you think it was just an isolated
I did.
incident?
I thought that it was very rare. I didn't think that it was something that happened that often, and it wasn't until we started speaking and going out and talking, and we met other parents or we met other people that said, "I know someone who's been through this," or "I know someone." And they are in a wheelchair. We had an angel mom who um, her name is their last name was English, and they were out on a family coming home from a family event, and they were hit by a double deported illegal, and their
Wow.
son was 16 years old and was killed, and she was paralyzed and was really stuck to a wheelchair for the rest of her life. And she died. I think she passed maybe a couple of maybe last year. Her husband had a massive heart attack. So it's multiple horrific stories, and it happens so often that it's just unacceptable. It is a lot. It's a lot of us, and it's too many of us.
Well, it's unfortunate that tragedy like that doesn't discriminate when it comes to skin color.
That's right.
But you mentioned President Trump, how he has a different skin color. You reached out to um, Obama and he
Hmm.
didn't do anything, but here comes Trump. So that's kind of what made you reach out to Donald Trump? I mean, he didn't look like you. You reached out to the black president. What was it about him that drew you to him?
Well, I think it's you could see the compassion through the television. You know, it resonates through even those who are watching right now. They
Hmm.
can feel you. They can touch you. You have a very likable, very lovable personality that comes
I
through.
paid her to say that.
But you really do, and we're able to really pick that up. And with President Trump, he's very charismatic. But it's very sincere. He sincerely does care, and I could perceive that. I knew that. I could feel that he actually did care. It wasn't a stunt for him to gain office or anything like that. You could tell that there's compassion there. And then you look at his children, his relationship with his children. It's amazing that his kids are so well uh, balanced, and they're good citizens. They're good people with being raised by a multi-billionaire.
I find it, I'm not going to say odd or strange because you and I have this nice, beautiful brown skin color, but they say, when I say they, just statistically, I know
Hmm.
in where I live in Flagler County and Volusia, less than 1% of the minorities, blacks, are registered Republican. But on a whole, from my experience,
Hmm.
most blacks or African Americans or brown skin are very conservative. I mean, if you
Absolutely.
sit and you talk to them a little bit, they believe in life, and there's just certain things that they believe. How is it now? Were you always conservative? Were you always a Republican, or
No.
what was the light bulb switch that went on for you?
The light bulb moment for me was when Obama said that he will fundamentally change America. And something clicked in my head. What does he mean by that?
Mm,
The brakes came on. "Err." No one had been talking to me about switching parties because, like most black people, we're typically expected to be Democrats. We're expected. We're groomed.
it is
We're
true,
raised.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you're really labeled and ostracized in your family if you're not Democrat. And but when Obama said that, I knew something was wrong. I felt it in my stomach. It made me sick. It gave me a headache. Something's wrong. What does he mean by that? So I started researching, and I started researching Obama,
Hmm.
President Obama, and I was just blown away that I had been red pilled. It was a red pill moment for me, and it was just simply his words not sitting well with me, and me doing research to find out that he's trouble. That this we've got a problem here. When he says fundamentally, that means at the core, and as believers, that means our values. That means what do we believe?
Well, he did change some stuff, didn't he?
Oh, oh yeah.
He changed some stuff. So you reached out to President Trump, not expecting for a response, because I'm thinking if I write a letter,
Hmm.
it's just going to go by the wayside. But yours didn't.
No, it didn't. Actually, he embraced us. The next thing I knew, we were in D.C. and we were talking to him and his team about the Black Voices for Trump, and I came on board with that because I absolutely.
But what about all this? Well, Trump is racist and Trump is this and all the stuff that
He
he
is
has
a
said.
horrible racist if he is one, and I I know for a fact that he is not. We see today the effects of what happens with being told what to think by media sources, told what to think and what to believe, and they have very much controlled that when it comes to Trump, and it's very recognizable when you really get to see the man and you get to meet the man and you realize instantly, wait a minute, this is not the person that he is projected to be, that they have really maligned in a massive way in our social media outlets. This is not the same person. This is not how this man really is. And um, it's very easy to see it through the screen, and then to meet him in person, he is larger than life. He's a guy that he is full of life. He loves this nation, and it's easy to feel that. It's easy to hear that when you sit down and talk to him. And he loves helping people. He loves to be able to reach out. I mean, it was so many. It's amazing that they projected him as being a racist when he helped so many people of color when no one else would help. And it seems like they all forgot once he became president.
Mm. All right. Well, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You are listening to Blackity Black today with Pastor Jay.
Fix your crown. You were born to lead. Make us proud. 'Cause you're royalty.
All right. We're just going to go back in. Oh, hold on a second. Let me read something real quick. All right. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay. And I have my wonderful, highly esteemed guest, and that would be Kiyan Michael. And she is candidate for Florida State House of Representative. So you go from writing a letter to meeting President Donald Trump
Hmm.
to now you're running for office? I mean, how does this happen?
It is simply amazing. And I never considered it before.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what what President Trump did has never been done before, and that is embracing people of all cultures, of all races. Um,
I hear people say he divided the nation and divided the country,
I
and
think they got him confused with the divider in chief that is in the White House right now, because he brought us together. And if anything else, we can recognize now is so much division. We have division that's been caused in our families because if you don't get the jab, then you're the fault. You're the one that you're the problem. If you don't leave your children in schools to be indoctrinated, then you're the problem. If you don't think, if you don't talk, if you don't act, I mean, he was the guy sitting there now was the one that said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Well, he ain't
obviously,
black.
obviously, uh, I must not be black. But last time I checked, I was.
I thought I was too. I mean, both of my parents are.
Yeah. You know, that's amazing. So you're running for office.
Yes.
Wow. No political background.
No.
You are not what you would call the traditional candidate. How
No.
how challenging is it to be a black woman running for office um, on a Republican ticket
Yes.
for a state house seat
Yes.
in Jacksonville area?
It is a challenge because I don't have anyone that I can go to
Hmm.
who's sitting in that type of a seat right now that looks like me, that is a woman like me. If I am elected, and I believe that I will be the only black female, the only black woman. There are actually two genders
Hmm.
um,
Oh, there
that will
are
be
two things.
sitting there,
Okay.
that will be sitting in our state house. And it sounds really, really unbelievable because here we are in 2022 and
And
we
we're
don't
still
have,
dealing with, you
we're
know,
still dealing with barriers
mm,
and boundaries. We're still dealing with them. But we've had a president that showed us that, he had no experience. And here he came out of nowhere and he was president and the best president, if I could say so myself, in my opinion, that we've had in our lifetime. And I think that it rejuvenated us. It jolted us because now you have more. I've noticed that if we talk about race, now we have more black Americans running than ever before, than I can ever remember. And it is a challenge because if one thing I've learned is that you have to be willing to stand on your own, and it makes the fight even harder because uh, you you just don't have the support that you think would be there. And they'll say, well, we don't make any decisions until the primary or whatever.
hmm
But the reality is, supporting all of the candidates and welcoming all and embracing all of the candidates is a great thing. And I think it's something that I think on the Republican side that we could do better.
mm,
We could do a whole lot better with embracing candidates who don't look like typical uh, Republican or conservative candidates like myself. We could actually do a lot better with that. So I'm looking forward to being able, once I'm in there, to actually reach back and mentor and pull up others and say, you can do this, and empowering others and saying, listen, uh, now's your opportunity. If this is what you want to do, you could be anything you want to be. This is the greatness of America is that we are not a nation that is so full of hate. We're not a nation that's so divided as they projected, but we are a nation where you can do and you can be whatever you want. You can go as far as you can perceive, as far as you can imagine, if you
mm.
want to.
So, what's your platform? What are the things that are sticking out for you while you're running that you feel like there need to be a change?
Well, absolutely. Number one is, of course,
Oh,
immigration.
don't get me started on
Of course. I
immigration.
mean, we have a
You know, there's
great governor.
still police officers are still pulling over illegal immigrants and letting them go that don't have a driver's license.
Same thing that happened in our
Still
case.
to this day, and I know this to be fact because it has happened here in Flagler County, and it made me think about your case because the illegal immigrant that killed your son was pulled over just 3 months prior
Hmm.
to killing him.
Yeah, and he was just given a citation for driving without a driver's license and released.
Now, had it been you or me driving without a driver's license, what do you think would happen?
Not only would we have been put in jail,
Hmm.
we would have been deported back to wherever we came from. I can tell you that, and I believe you would agree with that. As Americans, and it's not just Black Americans, but Americans. And this administration, we're seeing that we are last,
Mm.
and the
Yeah,
illegals
I'm sorry.
are
Illegals
first.
have a lot more rights
Oh
than what
yeah,
American citizens are having right now.
oh yeah, and so it's really sad. But on my platform, of course, is illegal immigration. Our governor, our great governor, the best governor in the entire United States. I'm sure you
Yes,
would agree with
I
that.
agree.
Governor DeSantis and his beautiful wife Casey. But our governor, he wanted stronger. He wanted mandated e-verify. I was
Hmm.
with him when he
That's right.
actually
You've worked with the
represented
governor.
that.
Hmm.
Yes, and we didn't get it done. We didn't bring it across the finish line. So that is something I plan on picking right up and taking it across the finish line. And then I also believe in the right to bear arms. We didn't get the constitutional carry
We should have.
passed, and we should have. We have the House, we got the Senate, we got the governorship. The governor wanted it. So that's another thing, because if we can't protect ourselves and defend ourselves, uh, there's no hope. And
Mm.
right now we're looking at people all around us, a lot of people around us who have lost hope in our nation. And I want to work to restore that. I also believe that freedom of speech. I'm also a part of my husband and I joined Trump with the censorship lawsuit
Mm.
that he presented back in July. Because, of course, we were censored, as most conservatives are. If you have a mind and your own free
If you
mind, and
think for yourself, you may be censored.
you may be censored. You'll know if you're a conservative if you're censored
Censored.
and
That's
heavily censored.
That is true.
That is
Very,
true.
very true.
And so that's part of my platform as well. And I want to we need to have our schools, our educational system needs to, we either got to get it right or just close the whole thing down. Just shut it, just shut
Listen,
the front door and the back door. We
listen.
cannot allow this to continue.
Look, we're gonna have to quote Keisha right now in a
Oh,
minute.
yes, yes.
You gotta quote her and
Yep.
say we need a
Mass
mass exodus. On that note, we gotta take a break. Don't go anywhere. Touch that dial. You are listening to Today with Pastor J.
Take it back, proud to be back.
Okay. You ready? Oh, let me see what I'm gonna ask you next. Something. How much time I have? Okay. Make sure you have like a contact number. Do you have a website yet?
Yeah, let me get.
Yeah, get that information out so you can give it and that people can have it. That's why this is behind the scenes, baby. So we can get it together. Okay, there we go. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Shirley Anita Chisholm was an American politician, educator, and author. In 1968, she became the first African American woman elected to the United States Congress. Wow, that's a good little minute, right? You know, she was
Oh,
born in
yes.
Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn's in the house. Woo, woo, gotta say that. And when she retired and passed away, she lived in this area. She actually went to the.
Oh, wow.
She did. I believe she lived in Ormond, if I'm not mistaken. But she attended the AME Church here in Palm Coast.
Wow. So
That-
there's
yep,
connection.
And I believe they may be changing one of the trails or something to her name.
In
Gonna
her
name it in
honor.
her honor. That's super cool.
Wow.
Little history fact. So
Yeah,
right here,
tidbits of knowledge.
little bit tidbit. So I mean, her being who she is, and seeing how far we've come, and now here you are being elected to the Florida State House. Should that be God's will, and I believe that it is, because
I
you
receive it.
you one of his favorites. I mean, I am his
Amen.
favorite. I'm just gonna tell you right now. You're one of his. I am the
There's
favorite.
sibling rivalry going on.
We got that sibling rivalry. That's right, because we love our daddy.
Oh, yes.
You will be the only Black woman at the time to be sitting on the Florida House. Why are we still there? When I look at my life, my mom was the first Black woman to be the chief of the rescue squad, Long Island, New York, where we lived in Wyandanch. And I look at my life, and I can name several instances, in business, outside of business, in politics, outside of politics, where I was the first Black woman to ever,
Mm-hmm.
sit on this board, or be elected to this position, or to ever participate in this organization, or to ever hold this title. Why are we still there? Now, I think of it as, because someone asked me, what does that mean to me? I never really gave it a thought, honestly, because I'm just an American. I never thought of the significance, the highlight of being Black or something. But it was taking, white people would go, hey, you're the first, or hey, you're the only, or hey, why are we here still? I mean, it's 2022. Why are we still here? Now, I have my own thoughts on that, and possibly because we don't think, we meaning Black America just thought that those were places or positions for us. Would you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're talking about going back and reaching others. We saw Dr. Ben Carson today.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Oh, my
we
goodness.
we had breakfast
Amazing.
with him, and we just had an amazing time. And boy, oh boy,
Oh,
did he
great.
preach! I
Yes,
mean,
he
he
did.
did. We went
We
there.
went to church.
We went to church. It was an amazing environment. You and I, we were down in Vero Beach, but he said something that stuck with me. He said, God does not distribute talent based on race. So why do you think we're still in this first or only stage when it comes to our race?
I do think it's also a limitation within ourselves.
Mhm.
I think that we've been indoctrinated to just believe that there are certain boundaries. We have to stay within certain boundaries, or we have to meet a certain quota. Oh, we just had a Black president, so I guess we need to wait a few more years before we have
Right.
another Black president. But I think it is that. I think that it's just the boundaries just being within ourselves, and not recognizing that we can do the unthinkable. And to run like this type of a race, it has not been easy. I doubt that it will get, according to my campaign staff, that it will get any easier. It's going to probably get more challenging. However, I'm up for the battle. I think if I can survive the worst possible thing that anyone can imagine, losing a child, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll make it through this.
All right. Well, let's give some information so people know how to get in contact with you. Do you have a email address, phone number? What you got?
You can reach me at kiyanmichael.com. And that is my website, and that will take you directly to my campaign page. And you can also email me at kiyanmichael.com.
Okay. And that's Kiyan, spelled Kiyan. Did I
You
get that
got
right?
it, yes.
Man, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing this time with me. God bless you.
Thank
And I want you to
you.
have a wonderful Black History Month. Try to get, I'll go to a
Try to get-
restaurant and try to get some Black History discounts. I do. Try it.
I never thought of that.
I do it all the time. But then again, I
But you
always
have
try
that
to get
other
discounts.
favor.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
you got that
you
just
do.
unmerited favor.
I do have that favor.
Yes,
though.
you do.
I
Just
do.
crazy favor.
I'm just gonna rub off on you just a little bit so you
Yes,
can
I
get
take
some of
it.
that. God bless you. All right, guys. You know what I say? Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you gonna do today? You're gonna go to thefloridamortgagecenter.com and support my sponsor of this show, and go to KiyanMichael.com and drop her some money in that bank account so she can go ahead and so it can be easy. It can be easy for her as she is running for office. God bless you. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful and blessed day.
Look at me.